Hi, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via and Kathy. I'm having computer problems, but I hope we can carry this off. Today is November 2nd, 2021. We're going to start with static rest, just lying on the floor, supine, with your knees bent and up on a chair. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. What I'd like you to do during these 7 minutes is watch your breath. Relax. Find this shape that is very comforting and releasing. It releases a lot of different tension spots in the body. And notice your breath. Don't try to change it. Stay right there. And I want you to do two things before we move on to vagus nerve reset. The first thing is to just move your head slowly from side to side. Cervical spinal rotation. And one more side to side, right and left. And then the next thing I want you to do is focus on your pelvis, two bowls on either side of the sacrum, and tilt your tailbone down toward the floor and then up toward the ceiling, moving from an anterior tilt to a posterior tilt. You're not lifting anything, just getting in touch with the movement of this pair of movements of the pelvis. And then after you've done 4 or 5 of those, try to find a neutral position for the pelvis. And when you're done with that, now vagus nerve reset. So, all of you know the different positions that you can put your hands in and put under your occipital ridge. And you're just going to press the occipital ridge back into the floor and hold.
Are we doing head ramping or vagus nerve?
Oh, sorry. I blew it here. Okay, let's do vagus nerve. We'll do that one later. Brain fart. I don't know whether you're supposed to use fart in a yoga class, but there it was. So this time, vagus nerve reset, all you're going to move is your eyeballs. Just looking all the way to the right with your eyeballs only. Waiting and watching for an involuntary sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. When you get that, return to the center. And then eyeballs shifting to the left. And waiting and watching for an involuntary sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. And do this 2 more times without my cueing. Right, left, 2 more sets. And come on back. And now we're going to do head ramping. So you're going to stay where you are. You may want to put a set of therapy balls or a sponge ball under your head. And then press the occipital ridge, the base of the skull, of the back of the skull, towards the floor. The chin drops because you did that. Hold for a little bit and then release. And again, press, hold, release. Number 3, press, hold, release. 4, press. Release. 5. And last one, press. And release. We're going to stay right here. You can remove the chair. Or come away from the sofa, wherever you are. So you have space for your legs, long actually, as well. And we're going to do leg lift, either a straight leg lift or a bent knee lift with ankle circles. So in this case, lying on the floor with knees either bent or legs straight, bring your knee up towards your chest, or your leg, your straight leg up to your chest, and then circle your ankles. So this is a class about toes and feet. This is the beginning of a class about toes and feet. If you circle in one direction for about 6 or so circles and then go to the other direction. Remember, you can straighten your leg. It doesn't have to be bent knee. You have a choice. When you're done with that, switch to the other leg. Circle your ankles. Yeah, I think at least today I figured out that my computer is a problem. It's good to make that much progress. When you're finished with your circles, both directions, bring your bent knees, your feet to the floor and your knees bent. And then bring your right knee forward to your face and then cross the right ankle over the left knee. Figure 4. And then I want you to do a handshake. I'm going to hold it for 40 seconds. So your fingers are interlaced between your toes as best you can. You may use your left hand or your right, it doesn't matter. And then all you're going to do is wiggle and stretch or circle, or anything you can do after you've gotten your fingers as far down into your toes, into the space between your toes as possible. Then you're going to just wiggle that area. When you do that, I'm going to go get my Neuro balls because we're going to be using those in a minute. Okay, now just switch to the other side. Left knee comes up, crosses over, figure 4. Handshake, toe handshake. Once you have your fingers interlaced between your toes, use your imagination just to wiggle that around. You may want to do little circles. You may want to do back and forth. This is a toe class. Should feel really good after we're finished. And now the next thing we're going to do is switch sides again, create a figure 4 again. And from here, I want you to spread the big toe and the little toe. So with both your hands, just spread, pull on the big toe towards the outside and the little toe towards the light outside. And you can play with those toes. You can pull them also, spread and pull. So these are the two toes that actually get beat up the most. At first anyway. Later, some of the middle toes will actually misbehave over the years. But this is the first place that you start noticing that your shoe habit, mostly your shoe habit, has created a dysfunctionality in your toes. Switch sides. Figure 4. Hold on to your toes, your big toe and your little toe, and then pull them away from the center. And then do anything else that seems appropriate. You may want to twist them or pull on them at the same time. Okay, now come up to standing with your therapy, with your neuro balls. I want to say to you guys that I ordered and had brought down to me actually the Naboso's new toe spreaders, and I really like them. I've had 2 other kinds of toe spreaders. I didn't like them as much. I really feel like work happens. Toe spreading happens with this. So anyway, heads up, you may want to get some. Make sure that you have something near you. If this, in case you start to fall. We're going to do 1 ball, one foot at a time. We're going to do 6 various points, which you all know, starting with the right foot, timing for, hold on, timing for 40 seconds. Position number 1 is up at the top of the front of the foot. Remember, you can wiggle and squeeze and spread your toes at any point that it seems available to you in this series. Go to position number 2. Go to position number 3. Somehow I've set my new phone at a very soft tone. So you may not hear it, even though I do. You have to figure that out. I kind of like you to hear it. Number 1, 2, 3. Which is just in front of or at the edge of the calcaneus.
Oh, right here. Okay.
And in the picture, as Caitlin pointed out once, it's actually farther back. So you may want to experiment with this. The reason I don't think it belongs on the calcaneus is because the calcaneus is a bone. It's very immobile. It has very little mobility. So I don't think there's much that the neuroball can do there. Okay, next one. Outside, go back to the center of the foot on the outside edge. Come straight across the center to the inside edge of the foot. Okay, last one on this side. Go up to just below the big toe mound. Okay. Let's switch feet. Position number 1. Okay, position number 2. So I switched to my new Apple Watch for the timer, but it has no tone at all. It just vibrates.
Oh, you can put a tone on there if you want.
I
prefer
can, but I just have to figure out how to do it.
Mine vibrates.
Yeah, mine's vibrating, but I think it's better to have it on my wrist than on my phone,
Mhm.
the timer. And for you too, Kathy, are you putting it on your timer?
No, no, I'm not, but I should.
Because I've seen you like grope for the phone, like, where's my phone?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it would be right on your wrist.
I use it when I'm cooking, but not when I should look into that.
Cooking, yoga, same. Okay. Number 3. At the edge of the calcaneus. It takes some getting used to, though.
Actually, you can do verbal commands to your watch and set it.
Verbal commands to your watch to set it?
Yeah, like, hey Siri, timer 30 seconds.
Right.
Sorry, I can't help you with that.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops.
Didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
You can use Siri with your watch, or you can push the crown to set the timer. There's many options.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, position number 4, sent back to the center and the outside edge.
Yeah.
So I know we don't have yoga class every day, but if I were you, I would do this foot series and the hand series every day. Done. Inside edge of the center of the foot. But if you're anything like me, it's easier to do something when it's in a class, to remember to do it every day.
Mhm.
Okay, last one. Up towards just below the big toe mound. And done, all done. The whole series is done. 6-point foot release with Neuro ball. Now, next thing that's up is we're gonna come up where we are standing, stay standing, and do short split stance short foot. So one foot is forward, the right foot is forward. You're going to stand in good posture. Before you do anything else, find the three places on your feet. It's a triangle. It's the heel and underneath the big toe mound and underneath the little toe mound, below the little toe, find that and try to stand even on that foot, on that triangle, tripod. Let's call it a tripod. Now, lift your toes and spread them, and then keep them long and bring them down and press the toe pads into the floor. Make sure you're not curling your toes or bending your toes. You should feel the arch that runs from the front of the foot to the back of the foot, the plantar arch. We're going to be here for 40 seconds. And then we'll repeat it over here, and then we'll do two also on the other side. If you look down at your toes, you might see some of them bending, and try to correct that. You're done. And now let's do it again. Let's do it again on the same side, Kathy.
Oh, okay.
So remember to find your tripod and be on your tripod, and keep the front of the foot directly in front of the back of the foot, the heel. Lift your toes. Make them long. Keep them long and straight as you press the toe pads down. Switch to the other foot. We'll do it twice on that foot. Remember the tripod. The toes are directly in front of the heel. The tripod. Feel the tripod and feel even on all of those points. Now lift your toes, spread them, and keep them long, and drop them and press the toe pads into the ground. If you have ankle issues, if you have plantar fasciitis or a tendency toward that, this is a great move to do on a regular basis. And you can do it while you're standing waiting at somewhere. You can do it while you're inside your shoes. It's better barefoot, but you can do it inside your shoes. Standing at the grocery store. And finished. Just wiggle your foot a little bit and start again. Remember the tripod. Try to be balanced on those 3 points. Lift your foot, lift your toes, spread your toes, keep them long, and press the toe pads on the floor. See if you can notice the arch, the plantar arch, from the front of the foot to the back of the foot. "40 seconds is a long time. See if you can notice what it feels like to have that contact of the bottom of the toes on the floor. And finished. And that's it for that. Let's do heel lifts with a therapy ball. So you're going to need a chair or a something. Something to hold on to if you need to. Keep a therapy ball nearby. Because we're gonna add that to the mix in a minute. And one of the things you could do, Kathy, can you put your feet back farther so that the heels can drop off when you come down? Let's see how this works. So come on up on your heels. And then come back and drop your heels. Oops. Maybe even a little, yeah. So if you can find a setup that works for you, like a curb, I mean, that's not an indoor prop.
Or a book.
Or a book that allows you to drop your heels. This isn't perfect, what Kathy's using, because it moves.
Yeah.
But there might be something else that allows you to drop your heels. Maybe that, or even a thicker one.
Well, that's
Go up she goes and down she goes. There's still a little tilting. I don't know the answer to this, but I do know that this is one way to get a little more work out of your heel lifts. If you can drop your heels lower. You can imagine if you were on a curb or a stair step, it wouldn't move like the brick is moving. Does that feel precarious to you, Kathy?
I'm holding on to the chair, so no.
No. Okay. Now
Okay.
we're going to put a therapy ball between the heel, the two sides of the heel. Back as far as you can go.
Yes.
And you might not, I don't know whether you can do it from there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Don't hurt yourself, you guys. I think maybe no brick,
Yeah.
or maybe that brick. So the idea is to add add a dimension to the heel lifts by putting a therapy ball between your heels. And you're done. Let's do balancing on one foot. You still need something for safety, a safety point, a wall or a chair. Nice nail polish, Kathy.
Thank you. Halloween.
Halloween. Lift your right knee. And the standing leg is the one that's gonna fatigue. Yeah, you can come out early if you need to. We're here for 40 seconds. This builds bone density in the head of the femur and also in the socket that the femur sits in. Switch sides. Okay. Go come to a chair. Find a chair to sit in, because we're going to do some more toe and ankle work.
You want me facing forward or sideways?
Let's do forward for now. This is an ankle flexion with toe squeezes. So you might want to put your thinner, larger, thin brick down there, Kathy. I'm just looking at you. It looks like that might work better. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring your, let's start with the right foot. Bring your toes up towards your face. So you're flexing the ankle and squeeze the toes at the top and release them. And then drop the foot to the floor and squeeze the toes again. And then release. And we're just going to do that a couple more times. Flex. And then so you squeeze your toes and release them at the top and at the bottom. Up you go, squeeze, release. Down you go, squeeze, release. Up you go, squeeze, release. Down you go, squeeze, release. Let's go to the other side. That was about 4 or 5, I think. Flexion. Dorsiflexion, squeeze, release at the top.
Don't squeeze is easy on this side.
Easier on that side. And then switch, come down and squeeze and release. Dorsiflexion, so the toes come up, squeeze, release, down, squeeze, release. Number 3, dorsiflexion, bring your toes up toward the ceiling, squeeze and release, and then down to the floor, squeeze and release. Number 4, dorsiflexion, squeeze, release, to the floor, squeeze, release. One more, dorsiflexion, squeeze, release, and then down to the floor, squeeze, release. Now, I want you to try this, starting with the right. I want you to try lifting the big toe only and no other toes. Now, and you can put your hands on, if you need to, you can put your hands on the other toes and then try to lift the big toe and then lower it. And lift the big toe and lower it. So when Kathy has your toes are on the edge, over the edge, so that when you go down, you get to go farther down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very cool. So if you have that available to you, even if you put your mobility strip under your toes, so that when you're lifting and lowering, you can lower the toe farther. Now, this exercise actually asks you to go on each toe and see if you can lift each toe independently of the other toes. You can try that a little bit. I have a lot of trouble. I have to hold the toes on either side.
Oh, yeah.
But just so you know, I mean, these are the kinds of exercises you could do, you know, while you're watching TV. But I can't, my little toe won't even move
Nope.
independently of the rest. Switch to the other side. And starting with the big toe. Now remember, you can hold on to the other toes. Flex and extend your big toe. Big toe extension is like critical for balance. And we often lose it. So any time work like this that you can do with your big toes is a big deal. Big toe, big deal.
Mom,
Yes.
I have a hard time doing what you're asking, but I decided to use a strap to help me lift my toe and then kind of pull against the strap. I don't know if that's okay or not, but I can't do what Kathy's doing. There's no way for me to like lean over and push stuff down. And
Okay, you can do that.
what do you think?
Sure.
I think what does it feel like?
I mean, I'm sure I can't barely lift my toes like you're talking about. Like I can't separate them.
Right.
At least this gives me sort of an isolation of the toe a little bit,
Yes.
but you know, and then it's kind of like giving me a little pull on it. So I guess in a way it's assisting me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good idea. A strap is a good idea.
Yeah. Not everybody can lean over like this. I
Well,
practice.
that's right. There's not a lot of people can. So it's a good suggestion. A strap or, you know, anything that would help get
Mhm.
there, but a strap is fine. We're going to go back. We're going to finish that and then create a figure 4. Put your right ankle over your left. And from here, I want you to just pull and twist your toes. So Caitlin, can you reach your toes when you're in a figure 4? Whoops. Maybe
Yes, sorry. I was across the room in a chair. Yes, I can when I'm sitting, but when I'm laying down, I can't reach my toes. Like I can't do with that.
Right, but when you're sitting, you can.
Yes.
So I want you to just pull and twist. So you can pull your toe out away from the foot. You can stir it like a spoon, or you can twist it, which is different than stirring. And then do that to each of your toes. Oh, we're so bad on time.
Uh-oh.
I guess this is the last of the last.
Well, we started kind of late.
We did.
I love playing with my toes.
Well, in a way, you know, the last time we did this was a year ago.
Oh, goodness.
My class notes, I looked for a similar class in my class notes, and it was a year ago.
Oh dear.
So, you know, I think, you know, we won't do this very often probably because, you know, we left out so many, you know, classic things that I always include in my class. Switch sides, everybody. Do the same thing on the other side. Figure 4 or whatever you can do. And then just start pulling on your toes or pulling them, twisting them, and stirring them. But I think it's good to be reminded of this toe work. And if Caitlin, I recommend, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna intervene and send you a set of Naboso spreaders. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, maybe I'll send Leslie one too.
Merry Christmas to us.
Right. I really like that.
Or your Christmas present.
What?
I was saying to Caitlin, your mom already got her Christmas
I
present.
know, I got mine early, huh? Okay, you guys, finish up and come down onto the floor for Yoga Nidra. As you can see, toes can take a lot of time and attention. .61 guided meditation, Yoga Nidra. Just find a really comfortable place to be. We lost Diana. Well, there she is. Okay. Start by paying attention to your breath and observing your abdomen as it rises and falls with a gentle flow of your breath. And now bring your awareness and your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes the 61 Yoga Nidra guided meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle, stretch, bring your arms overhead, bring your legs out along the floor and stretch and wiggle, right side, left side, both sides. Let the puppies help. Circle your wrists and your ankles. One direction and then the other. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Hug your right knee to your chest. And then your left. And then hug both knees to your chest. And rock from side to side. Whenever you're ready, roll all the way over onto your side into a fetal position. using your bottom arm as pillow. Stay here for long enough to thank yourself for bringing yourself to class today, taking care of yourself in this very loving, life-enhancing way. Bring yourself up to seated with your top hand. I'm going to remove the spotlight. I'm going to change the view to gallery. You can too, but I can't change yours. I'm going to start my video. All right. Let's close with namaste. Just pressing your hands together. You can do it strongly first, so you can find your scapula, your upper back. And then soften. And lift your occipital ridge away from your shoulders so that you can nod forward with your skull. The spine stays straight. Nod and bow. And notice that each of us is a light, a bright light. And know that we're all one light. And then say to each other, namaste.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.